Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our October monthly memorial and Kakushinni Eshinni memorial services. Reverend JP is not able to make it today. He's in training in Berkeley. However, we were fortunate that our supervising minister, Reverend Furumoto, has been able to arrange for the resident minister of our Oxnard Temple, I consider it our sister temple, Reverend Blake Honda, to be our guest minister for today. And he will begin by reading the names of the persons who are deceased that we are remembering who died in the month of October.
Do you have the names? Do you have the names? Oh, you did? Oh, hi, arigato. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Oh, good morning. Sorry, I'm all like displaced. I came in and I'm on the guest side because I thought, oh, I'm a guest minister. And then I'm like, oh, I should be on that side. So excuse me, I'm a little disheveled. But anyways, if you could please join me in Gasho, I'll do the Hyobyaku, which is the memorial address. Today we are gathered for the Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service for the month of October here at the Santa Barbara Buddhist Temple. The Buddhist teachings on impermanence reminds us of the fragile nature of life that one day we must all pass on. It is only natural that we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, and the reality of loss is difficult to accept in our hearts, so we come together to remember them today. It is with great compassion that Amida Buddha established the vow of indiscriminate liberation to immediately welcome all beings into the realm of nirvana upon death, granting them complete freedom from suffering and the highest enlightenment. Because of this vow, our loved ones have become a Buddha, the light of truth that compassionately guides and embraces us throughout our lives. May we encounter this boundless light and deepen our appreciation for the guidance. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from those born before us, knowing we continue to receive their enduring support in this life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. The Shotsuki names are Isaburo Toyama, Yone Kurozumi, Masatoshi Kuroki, Yasushi Ishihara, Toshiharu Wada, Kumajiro Nishimura, Yachio Sakamoto, Moto Hirashima, Jukichi Shiosawa, Ichijiro Ozora, Zenichi Yasuda, Shini Nakahira, Mr. Sakamoto, Rinzaburo Kurozumi, Kiwa Takuchi, Tsugi Nakamura, Hisa Muneno, the Nomura family, Hatsue Tanaka, Sueno Koga, the Tanaka family, Yoshiko Nakashimo, George Oichi, Misuko Baba, Haruko Kozaki, George Takeo Okamoto, Shokken Sasaki. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Reverend Hoyo will now lead us in the chanting of Sambutsuge, which is on page 85 in the brownish service book, followed by the Tannenbutsu on page 127 and Eikoku 1 on page 128. During the sutra chanting, we invite you to offer incense. You do not have to be a Buddhist or have a loved one who died in the month of October to offer incense. Thank you.
Kogengigi ijin mugoku nyoze enmyo muyo tosha nichigatsu mani shuko enyo kaishitsu onpe Yunyaku jumoku nyorai yogen chose murin shogaku daion koru jipo kaimon shojin 三昧知恵徳無量修正慶人体前年小仏崩壊愚人にの空語外体無明よぐぬ世尊よむにのしし人徳無量空奮古代知恵人妙光明意祖神道大仙願が差仏在所可動生じ未不下脱不正上位解任精進尿税三昧知恵上合成特物不行志願異彩空空異差大安慶死有物百千億万無量大小修行語者供養一切死と小仏不尿愚道変小不逆非尿語者小仏世界部不影無種節道光明師匠変師匠国尿税精進維持難量量が差仏国土第一号種奇妙道場超絶国尿内音二無闘争がと愛民道脱異彩自法来生心熱症状意図がこ経絡安穏好物神妙税が心象法す願の日力少々欲自法生存知恵無下上量子孫知が心行軽量心死食毒中画行精進忍辱不敬ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブ願にしぐ毒平等聖祭道つぼだ Namandaos, 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 namandaos.
Will everyone please rise to do the recitation of the threefold refuge, which is on page 59?
Difficult is it to receive the life in human form, now we are living it. Difficult it is to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in this present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
You may be seated. We will now have a Dharma message from Reverend Honda.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, hi, if you could please join me in Gassho. If you should come to realize this practice and Shinjin, rejoice at the conditions from the distant past that have brought it about, from the true teaching, practice, and realization of the Pure Land Way. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Well, thank you very much for your attendance today for the observance of Shotsuki Hoyo for the month of October. Let's see. This is not the right one. Oh, here it is. Hi. Okay. I had one the other day. Okay, here it is. This sounds right. So thank you for observance. We got it right, Shotsuki Hoyo today for October, but also we're also looking at the memorial service for Eshinni and Kakushinni. Are people familiar with who these two women are? Kind of. Oh, very good. We can learn together. So I'm excited to be here with all of you. Reverend JP has said nothing but wonderful things about all of you, so it kind of made me a little nervous to be here. I'm sure you heard Reverend JP. Reverend JP and I, we did our Tokudo ordination together. So it's that first wave of ordination to become priests. And so we trained together, and then we also did the intensive 11-day kind of boot camp thing back in Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto, Japan. So I really owe a lot to JP Sensei. He really, well, you know how kind of person he's so positive, so thoughtful. So he really was kind of the foundation of our group and got us through. So today, I would like to talk about Shotsuki Hoyo service, especially it's a time, Shotsuki Hoyo, we're supposed to be showing our respect, especially our profound respect for the pioneers of the Santa Barbara Buddhist Temple. As we are known for our tradition in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, is that we realize that we are so kind of interconnected with all these people, even though we might not know who they are or we never have met them before, but we are a part of this great movement, development, and preservation of this temple the people who created this space for all of us to gather here today and appreciate and encounter the Dharma together. So along going with this theme, showing gratitude for the pioneers here at the Santa Barbara Buddhist Temple, we are also recognizing two important female characters who played a significant role in our foundation and the propagation of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So Eshinni, she was born in 1182 to 1268. She is the wife of our founder, Shinran Shonin. So she was not only just a wife, but she was also a practicing Buddhist nun herself. So Shinran and Eshinni were pretty radical for that time, right? For nuns and monks to become married, right? And not only that, they had a child, they had children, 10 children. One of the children is Kakushinni, who I'll get to later. So Eshinni was also a practicing nun, but it didn't stop just there. She was also a breadwinner for Shinran Shonin. She brought in all the dough, providing financial and material support. She was a landowner, which allowed them to survive and raise a family, and also support Shinran through his studies, so he could dedicate himself to studying, to develop the tradition that we have today, and to propagate this Nembutsu teaching, Namo Amida Butsu. So because of this, Shinran didn't really have to worry about anything other than to propagate, which was really nice. So hearing this, I really thought about my own parents, especially my mother, who supported me in my early life, my studies. And, during that time, I didn't think about anything else other than just having a good time and studying, right? But now that I'm older on my own, it's like, oh, wow, you start to kind of appreciate how much your parents have done for you. So Eshinni also played a significant role with her letters that she wrote, dated from around 1252 to 1268. These letters were discovered at our mother temple, Honganji in Kyoto in 1921. So these letters were very important because this sort of laid the groundwork and the proof that Shinran Shonin existed. And so without these letters, right, this really kind of created this foundation for our tradition. So now we're going to be going to Kakushinni, who is Shinran's daughter. And so she was sort of the caretaker for Shinran. So another female character that played a very significant role in Shinran's life. And so Shinran lived to be 90 years old, so quite old for that time. And so Kakushinni's letters were also very important because her letters was this sort of connection with her mother, Eshinni, kind of talking about the end of time, or during the last times of Shinran Shonin. Kakushinni was just like her mother. She also owned and inherited a lot of property. And so because of this, she inherited a lot of property, and a lot of the property was in Kyoto, Japan. And so in Kyoto, Japan, that's where our mother temple is, the Honganji. And so traditionally, when you inherit land like that, right, it usually goes down to your children, in this case to her two sons. But she believed that the land belonged to the followers of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, so the disciples of Shinran Shonin. And so, and to make sure that this legacy sort of continues on. So when I think of this, it's kind of wild. It's almost like if you won the $1 billion lottery ticket, right? Is your first thought that you're going to share it with the temple? No, usually, no, right? You're going to spend it. It's okay. We're all friends here. I would do the same, right? But Kakushinni was very amazing. First thought was no. She thought about our tradition and how this can continue on. So she put her ego to the side and thought about the future of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So this new property that is now established as the Nishi Honganji in Japan is the mother temple that continues to train ministers and is a central hub and home for people to gather and express the appreciation for the Buddha Dharma. And Kakushinni didn't just stop there. During her final years, she established the leadership system that will continue to run this institution. So she made the guidelines that Shinran's descendants will be the successors as leaders in continuing the operations and propagation of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So it's really, in this matter, quite fascinating because we need to recognize that, We are part of this Buddhist system, and Jodo Shinshu is no different of this male-oriented leadership role. And yet, from the very beginning, it was female that established our school and kept it going. And so for today, let us take a moment to show our profound respect and gratitude for these two amazing women, Eshinni and Kakushinni, and the members of the past, here, especially here at the Santa Barbara Buddhist Temple, as we observe Shotsuki Hoyo, whose hearts filled with the compassionate working of Amida Buddha, created this space for all of us to gather, to hear the Dharma together. So let us all do our best to return it and to continue this legacy onward. If you can please join me in Gasho. Hard to encounter even in the many lifetimes, it is the decisive cause of birth, Amida's universal vow, and hard to realize even the myriads of kalpas in the pure Shinjin that is true and real. If you should come to realize Shinjin, rejoice at the conditions from the distant past that have brought it about. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Honda. Will everyone please rise for the singing of Ondok-san, number 2, on page 137, led by Reverend Honda.
Hi. Reverend JPW, play the music, so here we go. Nyorai dai no ondoku wa mi o konnin shite mo ozu beshi shishu chishi no ondoku mo oe no kudakite mo shazu beshi. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
That concludes our service, but before we have an invitation to go into the social hall and have a light snack, are there any announcements?
Thank you so much for everyone.
お、ありがとうございました。Thank you.
Especially, I like it because it's about vacation.
Yes.
So I thought, wow.
Yes.
So several announcements. We were asked by the Buddhist Church of actually we were asked by the editors of the Wheel of Dharma to please take a picture with us here, and with Reverend Lake Honda, because as you know, we were thinking about closing a year and a half ago, and now it looks like we're continuing, and so there's going to be an article about us in November, in the November Wheel of Dharma. So they just wanted to have a picture of kind of what it looks like now and stuff like that. And even as first-time members or new members, I think it's great that you also, not members, but Sangha, that you also please be a part of this picture. That's the first thing. And then so we'll do that after the second announcement, I guess. And then, and since you cannot run away, I'll take a picture too. You know, all people are very modest. 14th Annual Asian American Festival at the Presidio. And the Presidio is where the first church, Buddhist church, was. And Roberta Cook is going to be doing a little teaching session of the coal miner's dance, remember? I can't remember it now, but anyway. So she's going to do that at 12:15 and at the Presidio. So if you want to come and have a kimono put on, that's going to be from 11 to 11:30 in the chapel if you would like help with that. And then she is going to introduce, and then people can come up and dance. And she's, and we're kind of on the spot here because she's going, well, I'm going to say that the Buddhist Church of Santa Barbara is sponsoring this particular performance. So it would be nice if we were there. So, yes. Yeah, just, and we have a display table that Doug and I are going to be running also there. So, just wanted to invite you all and that to see Roberta Cook and help her out and yeah. Okay. Sorry, it was a little long-winded.
That's fine, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. And thank you also, Reverend Honda, for coming to join us today
course,
and
thank you
to
for
provide
inviting
us words of inspiration. Thank you.